Chapter 10. Third IO and Fourth Conjugation Verbs. Chapter 10 covers the following: the formation of the fourth and third IO conjugations. And at the end of the lesson, we'll review the vocabulary which you should memorize in this chapter. There are three important rules to remember. Rule 1, the thematic vowel in fourth conjugation is I. Rule 2, the future tense sign in fourth conjugation is E. And Rule 3, the third IO conjugation resembles fourth conjugation more than third. The formation of the present tense in fourth conjugation follows the same pattern as the other conjugations. To a fourth conjugation verb base is added a thematic vowel, in this case I, and onto that are appended personal endings. Those personal endings are the same we've seen in the other conjugations. Though the thematic vowel in fourth conjugation often shows up as a long I, nowhere is the long mark mandatory, because it does not distinguish one form from another. But the strong presence of that I is felt in other ways. For instance, while it sometimes shortens, as in whenio, whenit, and wheniunt, it never disappears entirely, the way that A can disappear in first conjugation forms like amo, or the weak thematic vowel in third conjugation forms like duco. The translation of the present tense in fourth conjugation should pose no challenges. It follows the same pattern as the other conjugations. I come, I do come, I am coming, etc. The imperfect tense in fourth conjugation presents few surprises too. It uses the tense marker BA, just like the other conjugations, and to that adds personal endings. The only irregularity of any sort is that fourth conjugation uses a double thematic vowel, IE, in the imperfect. But that hardly counts as a surprise, given how strong the presence of I is at the end of the base in fourth conjugation. Thus, the imperfect in fourth conjugation follows along the lines of whenie bam, whenie bas, whenie bat, and so on. The translation of the imperfect tense in fourth conjugation is also exactly what you would expect from the other conjugations. I was coming, I used to come, I kept on coming, but then I stopped coming because everything was so predictable and boring. If the present and imperfect in fourth conjugation are lacking in the grammatical thrills department, the future makes up for that a little. It uses the same tense sign as third conjugation, E, and even has the same irregularity in the first person singular where the E is replaced with an A. However, unlike in third conjugation, the thematic vowel is never lost, resulting in forms like wheniam, whenies, wheniet, and so on. These translate as you would expect. I will come, I will be coming, and so on. On second thought, this future's not very exciting. I withdraw the comment. The other forms in fourth conjugation follow predictable patterns too. The imperative mood uses the verb base, to which it adds the thematic vowel I, and no ending to form the singular. The plural uses the ending te, rendering forms like wheni and whenite, meaning come! Singular and plural. The infinitive is the final recipe in this cookbook of pleasant predictability. Take one fourth conjugation verb base, add the thematic vowel I, slather onto the end of that the expected infinitive ending re. No need to cook, it's an instant infinitive in fourth conjugation, like venire. With that you should have enough infinitive to serve everyone who wants to come. The fifth and final conjugation in Latin looks on the surface like it's a blend of third and fourth conjugation forms. Therefore it's called third IO. That's because the first principal part ends IO as if it were fourth conjugation, but it doesn't have an IRE infinitive the way fourth conjugation verbs do, but an ERE infinitive the way third conjugation verbs do. So it's third because of its infinitive, IO because of its first principal part. Here are three examples of third conjugation IO verbs: facio, facere, fugio, fugere, capio, capere. But in the third IO conjugation, the balance between third and fourth conjugation forms is nowhere near to even. There are far more forms that appear to be fourth conjugation than third. Let's look at an example of a third IO conjugation verb now. Fugio. You can see that it follows the same general pattern as the other conjugations. Base plus thematic vowel plus personal endings, rendering fugio, fugis, fugit, and so on. Not much excitement there either. The dominance of the I thematic vowel makes this conjugation look a lot like fourth, especially since the I rarely contracts into other forms. And, just like in fourth also, there are no mandatory log marks because no macron distinguishes one form from another. The translation of third IO conjugation verbs in the present tense also does nothing to stir the needle on our excitement-omometer. It follows exactly the same pattern as the other conjugations. For example, I flee, I do flee, I am fleeing. I really am, I'm fleeing, watch me, I'm fleeing to the imperfect tense, where the excitement continues not to be. BA tense sign, i.e. double thematic vowel-like fourth conjugation, translates was, used to, kept on. I can't wait to see what's next. And what's next is what's always next. The future. Maybe this will be exciting. Look at it. E future tense marker. A in the first person singular. No thematic vowel I lost. Translates will be. That's not in the slightest bit exciting. This verb could be fourth, and who would know the difference? Oh, wait. Here's the imperative. Forget. Base plus thematic vowel. E? Not I, like in fourth. Oh, E, like in third. Oh, that's right. Third IO. And oh my, there are some verbs that have irregular imperatives, like facio has fuck, and those other forms we sang in the nursery, deek, duke, fair. Those don't look very forthright. Well, at least the plural is regular. It uses the thematic vowel I and adds te, that's to be expected from all the conjugations, producing fugite, flee. Good advice. So what's so darn third about this third IO? Oh, the infinitive. Base plus thematic vowel E plus the usual RE infinitive marker. Making ERE just like third, not IRE like fourth. So, because of that, this is called third conjugation? Seems like a lot of grammar for one or two exceptions. Well, all I can say is, it's time to flee to the vocabulary. The first word is natura, naturae feminine, meaning nature. It's a first declension feminine noun. The second word in this vocabulary list is the preposition cum. It means with, and it takes an ablative object. We'll later learn that when the object of cum is a certain type of pronoun, cum follows that object. In that case,
Nobis
cum
cum,
and its
vobis
object
cum.
are written as one word. For example, me cum with me, tecum with you, also secum,
Nobis cum, vobis cum.
and quibus cum. Cum can also come second in its phrase when there is an adjective modifying its object. For example, magna cum laude, with great praise, the way I hope you will graduate. You are not responsible for knowing either of these idioms yet. Next comes 6 verbs. The first is capio capere, meaning take, capture, or get. It's a third IO conjugation verb. Note that 3IO is an abbreviation for third IO conjugation. The next verb is also third IO, facio, facere, meaning make or do. Note that the vocabulary pattern, in which a verb ends io and is followed by hyphen ere, is another way of indicating that a verb is third io conjugation. And here's another very important pattern to notice. If there's a prefix attached to a verb like capio or facio, these verbs undergo what grammarians call vowel gradation, meaning that their base, which is originally kap or fak, becomes kip or thick. In other words, the more colorful internal vowel a degrades to the less colorful I, because when the prefix is added, the syllable kip receives less stress, is said more quickly, and with that is prone to lose the color in its vowel. Thus, putting an in on the front of capio produces incipio, or a re on the front of facio produces reficio. Many, though not all, Latin verbs experience this type of vowel gradation when a prefix is attached. The next verb is fugio, fugere, meaning flee, hurry away, avoid, or shun. It's another third io conjugation verb. Note that this verb does not undergo vowel gradation when a prefix is attached. Thus the u remains as u in compound verbs like refugio or effugio. The next verb, venio venire, meaning come, is a fourth conjugation verb. 4 is the abbreviation for fourth conjugation. Like fugio, this verb also does not vowel gradate. To wit, in venio, in venire, fourth conjugation, meaning come upon or find. A first principal part ending io and an infinitive ire is another sign that a verb is fourth conjugation. Note that the e in when does not vowel gradate when the prefix in is attached. And note also that the prefix in its sense upon reflects exactly the English compound verb come upon in its sense find or discover. The final verb in this vocabulary list is vivo vivere, meaning live. It's a third conjugation verb. How would you say in Latin, they will live? Remember, it's third conjugation. What's the tense sign for third conjugation future? Yes, it's E. We went. As in, we went to Rome and had a blast. The next word is filia, filii, feminine, meaning daughter. It's a first declension noun. This is the feminine equivalent of a word we've already learned, filius, filii, masculine, second declension, meaning son. The next word, hora, horai, feminine, meaning hour or time, is a first declension feminine noun. The next word, senectus, senectutis, feminine, meaning old age, is a third declension feminine noun. Remember, any word that goes tus, tutus is going to be third declension feminine. What is the base of this word? That's right. To get the base of any third declension noun, you have to drop the is from the genitive singular, here resulting in senectute. What would be the ablative singular of this word? Excellent. Senectute. And finally, the last word in this vocabulary list is via, vii, feminine, meaning way, road, or street. It's a first declension feminine noun. So, what do you guess via with a long a means? Well, that's the ablative ending, and by, with, and from are the typical English prepositions that correspond to the Latin ablative, so this must mean by way of. English inherited that word in the form via directly from Latin, so you can say you're learning Latin via the web. Do the rules that were cited at the beginning of this chapter now make sense to you? If not, please review this presentation. If so, please proceed to the next slide. For the next class exercise, please print out a copy of the practice and review sentences for Chapter 10. You'll find them on page 46 of Wheelock's text. And that's it. That's the end of the presentation for Chapter 10. Haec est finis verborum for now.